and he's like, "Hey, Ryan Seacrest, we're done. We're done. Like, go home." And Sam's like, "What?
He's mid-stroke.
Welcome and thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the Chuck and Samuel Show.
What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning back into the Chuck and Samuel Show, episode 14.
40.
Yeah,
Chuck,
you're close enough.
you're letting your Latino roots out.
I know.
This was supposed to be a secret.
Sabotaging myself.
You are. You didn't want the world to know about your
No,
Latino roots.
I gotta get. But I'm a spy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, we're going to just jump right into
Yeah.
it. Today we have Ricky Diaz, a new friend of ours.
What's up,
Thank you so
everybody?
much for being here, man.
No problem, man. I love coming out to this kind of stuff.
I love it. We're so happy you're here. TikToker, Instagrammer,
Yeah.
entrepreneur, political pundit, all of the above, man. You're just having the time of your life.
What do you
doing
not do?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you got to do stuff now, right? Later on, you're not going to be able to, so you might as well just jump in head first now.
That's
Don't-
right.
Everybody always asks me, like, oh, what's your job? Like, for years, everybody's like, oh, what do you do? What's your job? And, I don't really have an answer for them. It's like, whatever is happening right now at that moment.
Yeah.
And I guess a lot of people can't grasp that concept. Most people do like a 9-to-5 job or something.
Right, exactly.
I can't do that.
Chuck and I, that's how we feel when someone asks us what our podcast is about.
That
There's no answer.
There's no. It's I hate it. It's like you're just two guys just talking about life.
Bloop,
but then,
bloop,
but we don't talk only about sports.
Yeah.
We don't just talk about cars or politics. It's just about everything. And then people are like, "You just
People get so upset that we don't
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
description.
Yeah.
If you don't fit inside of the perfect 90-degree corner square,
Right.
then they're like they get frustrated by it.
A
Same thing.
cornucopia
We've been
of
attacked.
jobs.
We've
have,
been attacked
verbally and physically.
just for not having you can't describe your. It's the whole elevator.
They know who they
the
are.
elevator salesperson.
These people
if you
know
can't
who they are.
describe your show within the time you go from floor
Yeah,
one.
an elevator pitch.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah. Get out of my face.
At least,
knocked her out.
At least you guys are real about it. Like your brand is no brand in a sense.
Yeah.
But at least you're not like the bands that are like going, oh, how do you describe your music? And we're like, oh, we can't describe it.
We
because
can't.
We're so different. We are so different that there's nothing that could fit us in that genre. But you guys aren't doing
Right.
that. You're legit. You're just whatever happens.
That's exactly the way
I'm
we
so
want it.
glad we don't do that.
I'm telling you,
Because
man.
you're right. Because
We're-
you can be like, oh, we don't really have one. And then you can be like, you can't put us in a box.
you can't
Yeah.
define
We are
us.
so unique.
We're so unique.
They have the same tattoos, same
Right, nautical stars right here on the elbows. It's the first time I've ever seen this. Yeah, I'm original.
Oh,
That
great
is
stuff,
so
man. We're off
funny.
on to a good start.
We are, man.
Yeah.
Vibes are good. Ricky, you brought us some proper 12.
Oh, yeah. Let me get that on
This,
count.
I've wanted to try this for a while. This is.
You haven't had it yet?
I haven't had it yet.
Oh, you're in
man.
for a treat, man.
Conor
Yes.
McGregor's whiskey, Irish whiskey.
So, you know JMO, right?
Let's pop it off.
Yeah, pop it off. You know JMO, right?
JMO.
Jameson.
Oh, yeah.
You know all about that.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
dude, you know what I forgot?
What?
The pickle juice.
Pickle
Gross
juice?
me out the
Okay, wait. This must be a
door.
Florida thing.
It is a Florida thing.
Okay.
You've never heard of picklebacks?
No.
Pour that up.
Okay, wait. Before you guys take a sip,
I'm making a mess.
I brought it for you. It's a good treat, but you gotta say the name of it in Conor McGregor's
Ooh,
voice.
thank you.
I'm
I give you the
terrible at
opportunity.
I'm
Yes.
terrible at accents, dude. It's the worst. Proper 12.
Ooh,
you sound like-
Latino.
I
like
rolled
you
the
just-
R.
You sound like you
It's
just came over.
I did. Didn't
It's
I?
dude, you guys have put me on the spot. It's proper. It's like you got to talk like a pirate.
Think of a leprechaun.
Yeah,
No offense to the
I-
Irish, but
No, it's like a
Where the
pirate.
gold at?
Proper.
You're rolling your tongue too, or your R too.
Proper.
see, you can roll your tongue, but you have to do it in that act, like proper 12.
There
Like,
it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
They're stealing me Lucky Charms.
Oh
Yeah,
my
he does a
God.
leprechaun, and I do. It might be a north-south thing, because there is a difference. There's dudes that just talk just like a leprechaun, and then there's other ones that have that kind of like Conor McGregor.
Well, that's like if you go into like England. Oh my God, there's so many different dialects people
Yeah.
don't realize. Like you're from Sussex and you're like fancy, or you're from like
Cockney.
Berkshire.
Cockney. Yeah, so I
Isn't
definitely
it-
talk like a pirate when I try to do
Isn't it, bro?
my Irish accent.
I can do that. Isn't it, bruv? Isn't it, bruv?
Taking the piss
One of the
out of
street
me.
level
Isn't
ones.
it?
Like,
Yeah.
Get a
Isn't it?
piss, yeah.
You sound like those English rappers.
Isn't it? The ones that you hate. I love English rap.
I like Tiny Tempa.
Tiny
That's
Tempa.
like the only ones I know
Only
about.
one
Yeah.
that-
It's like one of
Yeah,
the ones.
Stormzy.
He's he took what's her name? He invested time into Adele while she was a chunky
This was
girl.
another rapper.
And then she got skinny.
Are you sure it's Stormzy?
I
We've
think
had
it's
this
Stormzy.
conversation on
Aren't
the podcast. Don't it. Don't say
Careful
it.
now, careful. You're treading
Don't
nice.
say it.
Aren't they all?
He's gonna have to edit that, and he knows he's gonna have to.
That's fun.
Okay.
That's fun.
All right.
Just like
Suit yourself.
Have you not seen Gavin McGinnis?
I
interview?
haven't.
Like, oh man,
Gavin McGinnis is kind of like
He's
catapult.
the Proud Boys. Like
Yeah.
he was.
Oh,
he's kind of.
Remember
got
when
it.
we used to do that?
Really.
When we used to do that,
Yeah.
yeah, we were faux Proud Boy members.
Oh, big time.
Proud of you, boy.
Yeah.
Do that on every.
Bro, we had the black and gold polos.
Oh my
man.
goodness!
Real Proud Boys.
Wow. See, I didn't know that. I wouldn't have come on the show.
You know, a gun has never been discharged at a Proud Boy event. I will say that. I've never been to one, but
Yeah.
Is that fact? Is that like legit fact?
I don't know. But hey, guys,
But like I was saying, you've had Jameson before, right?
yeah,
Cheers.
yeah.
This is
So
like the smooth version.
it's a
of it.
smoother version of Jameson. If you're cool with it.
You know, I just revealed that I still have a shot left. 'cause I'm
You do have a
lightweight.
shot
I had it in
left.
front of my glass, so you couldn't see it. But well, throughout the video, I'll start serving it. But
That is very
You
good.
have like a collection of glasses
you
in
do.
front of you.
ask anybody I know, especially like one of my ex-girlfriends. Anytime we go anywhere, I would literally. She pointed out to me, I would have like 3 or 4 different drinks. I'd have a water, I'd have a juice, I'd have a soda, I'd have a liquor, and like,
Oh, yeah.
what the hell?
Well,
And I
yeah, that's
never
not
noticed
counting
that.
the water that's next to you.
Yeah, my water down
Yeah.
here.
I always typically have an iced coffee with me in the mix. A water, an iced coffee, and then if there's alcohol.
I would have had my pickle juice if I thought ahead of time.
I don't. So you've never heard of that? We just
No, you gotta
discussed.
tell me about the pickle juice.
It
This
is.
is different.
People love
if I
it,
grab you
Ricky.
one, will you take it?
Oh, I mean, when in Rome, I'm here in Florida.
You're
why
gonna
not?
have to
Let's
take
give
the
it a
shot to take the pickle juice.
Because this shot or a different one?
That one.
All right, because I'm getting a collection going here. So
All right, Sam, hold the fort while I go get
We'll
it.
hold the fort. Dude, so the first time and only time I had ever taken a pickleback, I threw my guts up.
well, I got something to look forward
But I
to.
will have to
Great.
say, I'm the only person I know, Ricky, who does not like it. And I love pickles, believe it or not. But the pickleback, you'll have to let me know what you think.
I mean, give me a martini with an olive or something. Like I like
Nah, see,
pickles though. This is
maybe
different.
maybe that's why I don't do martinis
Is
and I
this
don't
like a
do Bloody
moonshine
Marys.
or something? Is this like a moonshine?
No,
pickle
no,
or
no.
something?
It's straight up from the jar.
Oh, legit pickles.
Legit pickles.
Legit.
Yeah.
Let me get
Oh,
my headphones
man.
on. I'm out of focus.
He's gonna pour it out of the pickle jar.
So, my camera.
I don't know how I feel about this
There we
one.
go. Get back.
We'll drive you home if we need to.
Oh, my camera's going crazy.
Oh no, are we
Yeah.
okay? Do you need me to do something?
Yeah, try that real quick.
Wow, we're
It's
really
spazzing out.
Yeah.
We're really making ourselves at home today.
Yeah. I'll switch it over while you're chatting. But real quick.
You're gonna switch cameras?
No. I'm just gonna.
Okay, got it.
So yeah. So Publix, local.
Pour it up for him.
Shop local.
Fix the camera. I'm
So-
very intrigued on what you're gonna
Hey,
think
pour
about
that up
this.
to him.
Okay, you're gonna do one as well.
It's for me and him.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But you're
Yeah,
gonna,
you throw up when you take them. Remember?
I don't do the pickle juice.
Oh my god, it's a whole shot of pickle juice. This is ridiculous.
I mean, that's right, Chuck. Right?
Who's holding my hair back? That's what I want to know.
I got you, baby. I got you, baby. While we're doing this and getting this on the roll, I want to hear about the old days of interviewing bands, Warped Tour bands. I want to dive into this for a second because Warped Tour is my pastime when I was younger, man.
Warped Tour was where it was at, man.
What a time! What an experience! People passing out everywhere from heat exhaustion.
Yeah, that's when they started getting in trouble, and then
They
they
did.
started charging ridiculous amounts of money for water. Remember that?
I do.
I don't want to
yeah.
badmouth Warped Tour because
Well,
I've done
they're
a lot of business with them.
non-existent
But,
anymore.
Yeah, well,
but-
exactly. Yeah, but you make the connections. You don't want to
Totally.
Warped Tour was a time and a half for me, man. It was great. I always had a blast, and I just sent all my crews there for the first couple of years, and I didn't even go. I was just in the background doing the business side of things.
Right.
And then as things started picking up, then I would go there myself and do the interviews. And to be honest with you, I hated it.
Really?
You're standing there, in this ridiculous Florida heat.
Yep.
You know,
100%.
they don't give you much of a set either. I tried to bring my own set with the backdrop and the props and everything, and they were like, "No, you can't because of fire hazard or some whatever." BS.
Right.
Anyway, you're standing there for like an hour and you're doing interviews with band after band. They line them up for you, like that's basically how it goes, and they come one after the other. And the problem is, we were talking about this off camera a little while ago about how when people aren't prepped for being on video,
Right.
even though they're like in the industry and they're on stage and everything, they come up and they're like standing there. They all say the same exact thing. They're like, "All right, well, tell me something about your band." And like, "Yeah, we're a band. And we're we're here at Warped Tour." We're like, "All right, what else do you do?" Like,
Yeah, exactly.
so I hate doing it, and I would just give it to to my guys to do basically.
Right. I mean, I would imagine for them it kind of gets a bit mundane too, because just like you had an assembly line, they're walking through the assembly line too. But I do understand, especially in that scene, there were a lot of like anticlimactic personalities off stage. Isn't that interesting?
Yes, they're larger than life on stage, and then you see them in the back, or you're talking to them, and they're just like, I mean, they're like
Blasé.
You start at a 10 and you come down to a 2, and you're trying to meet them at like a 6. So I would do things, and I would have my guys do things, or my girls do things, where we would have like different type of flashcards, and we play games with them and stuff like that.
Right.
Try to mix it up, because when you're doing like literally like 30 bands in a day, I mean, you can only ask the same question many times,
yeah.
and then your viewers, they don't want to hear you ask the same thing over and over.
Right. They want to hear you get something new out of them for sure. My highlight Warped Tour experience. Shout out to my good friend Mark Nunnally. Chuck knows Mark.
Oh, I love Mark. Keanu
Reeves
in the flesh.
Mark is Ricky. Mark has always been a lady killer. He is just.
Yeah.
Rico
He has a
Suave.
girlfriend now.
Well,
Do you
he
think
does.
she wants to hear that?
Well, she should be flattered that she is with such a lady killer, and
he's killed a lot of them.
I'm telling,
Slaying
like
it, huh?
this guy, the girls love. So we're walking through, a group of friends of us are walking through Warped Tour. I forgot what year it was, but Katy Perry had just put out "I Kissed a Girl,"
Yes,
and she was
early
on this Warped Tour. It was insane. So
303 and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those are days, man.
What they call that, like neo pop punk or something, or neon pop punk? Where
It was like that
yeah.
whole scene era. Like everybody was a scene kid.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
And
I remember
everybody's
when-
proud of it too.
Shush,
At the
girl.
time.
Remember,
Hush
dude,
your
you
lips.
probably don't look up merch, but there's some bands that still have merch from like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Every single shirt is a bright purple, lime
Yeah.
green.
Maybe like
Some
the
sort of an
logo's
animal, like a
over
bear
here.
or something.
Yeah, the logo's over here on the side.
Bro, you can't get rid of them now.
Those were good days. So we're walking through, about to go see our next band, and here comes Katy Perry walking just through like all the tables and all, like we're in the middle of the fairgrounds with her security guard going to sign autographs, and she walks by Mark Nunnally and she takes her marquee and swipes him on the arm and just kind of like gives him the flirty eye, and we're all like, "Oh my God, that was Katy Perry!
This guy can't lose.
He can't lose."
Teach me your ways. Yeah, I know the type. Man.
Yeah. So Mark got his little Katy Perry love, man, and
I have a question.
Yeah, tell me.
Who? I guess the people at home want to know, who was your favorite band to interview, or who was just like chill? Like you were just talking about, some people are like, it's like pulling teeth, trying to get some questions. Who do you actually like? Damn.
All right, two people basically. For one, the one that kind of put me on the map to begin with, and I got to give him a shout out, Ronnie Radke.
That's our boy.
Yes,
Nice.
Ronnie Radke. He's falling in reverse now, but in the beginning, it was Escape the Fate.
Yes.
And everything happened where he got kicked out, and then he went to jail and everything. And basically, everybody was giving him a hard time about it, and I was like, all right, well, it was a magazine at first. I had a magazine, and then I did digital, and I was like, all right, let me get this guy on the map here. And so I got in touch with a friend of his, and then we ended up doing the interview from prison. And so he'd call me up every day. Basically, it took a while too, and I'd get the call, and they'd do a 3-way, which you're not allowed to do, but we did it anyway, and we'd go 40 minutes or something on the call and do the interview. But he was very, very chill. I mean, he was straightforward. He's very appreciative. Cool cat. I like him. He's
That's
good,
very
He's
cool.
on top of the world right now.
Oh man, he's killing it right
They
now.
have, I know iTunes chart doesn't really mean anything, but at one time they had like 3 out of the top 5 songs on iTunes.
Wow, at the same time?
Yeah.
That's insane.
And now he's doing Twitch and stuff like that. I mean, he's he's a larger than life figure. So yeah, he kind of put me on the map in the beginning.
That's
so
amazing.
Definitely shout out to him.
Yeah, he's like a scene legend, man.
Yeah,
he
and,
really
and his
is.
boy Max Green too. He's doing interviews with him, and he's really cool people too. He was the bassist in there, and they had like a feud thing. But him, and then the other one that was really cool was, I don't know if you guys know, her name is Dev, and she was with the Cataracts and did that like a G6.
Bump in the trunk. Bump in the trunk.
Yeah,
my older brother loves that song. He made me burn a mixed CD one time. He said, make sure Dev bumping the trunks on it. It's that whole Cobra Starship.
Yes,
Cataracts.
That's amazing.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Well, Dev came to Orlando, and I did the interview with her, and that was a lot of fun. We ended up having a lot of drinks together.
Oh, yeah.
We went to this after party with her and the Cataracts, and it was in this really chill lounge bar. It was really cool. We did a great interview. She showed off tattoos that she had gotten that nobody else saw. No TMZ, nothing. She gave me lyrics that she hadn't talked about. Really strong interview for this industry, right? Because they got a lot of stuff to give. And they were at the top of their game at the time.
Yeah.
Like a G6 came out and that was it. And then the girl that I hired to be my videographer for that event, we're at the after party, and she comes up to me with this look of shock on her face. And she's like, Ricky, I'm so sorry. You're not going to believe this. I was like, what happened? And she's like, the audio went down. I was like, what part? She's like, all
the
of
whole
it.
thing.
I'm like, you lost the entire interview. Are you kidding me? I was like, all right, well, it is what it is. And we just kind of partied for the rest of the night. But
man,
so that is in
sucks.
the archive somewhere, and there's no audio. It's just us talking and hanging out. Like,
That's my biggest fear.
G6?
Yeah.
yeah.
Why did I think that song was by Far East Movement?
It was them and her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was the one that sang.
Yeah.
Oh,
G6.
Yeah,
okay. I got you.
I
got you.
The
Got
hook
you.
was from her.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Good times, bro. Speaking of troubled souls, we are working.
I know exactly who you're going to talk about right now.
So he had a chance to be on American Idol.
What?
No.
And-
He's lying.
I see the face.
See, look at him starting to blush.
I can't.
So-
I did try out for American Idol once, and I didn't make it
The guy
past
in
the
front
first
of him
audition.
was Johnny Craig.
There you go.
There you go. So you get the idea.
How do you follow that one though?
Yeah. How do you follow that one? So
You're getting to know Chuck, and as you get to know him, you'll understand.
So-
not to call your bluff, Chuck. You'll get to understand when he's making things
he's
up.
BSing, when he's
So-
stretching the truth.
Yeah.
Simon
exactly.
Cowell was like, we're going to do one more. Johnny Craig comes on, of course, blows it away. And he's like, hey, Ryan Seacrest, we're done. We're done. Like, go home. And Sam's like, what?
He's mid-stroke.
Yeah, mid-stroke.
I just practiced all day.
Jason Mraz, I'm yours. Never got the hit air. So that's
great.
so anytime he comes up, this dude out of nowhere is like, F him. Is he still doing drugs?
No Johnny Craig for you, huh?
I love his voice, but the little bit I've followed him, he just you said it perfectly, Chuck. He's a troubled soul.
So
And
that being
Who's
said,
not? But
I
he lost my respect when he took advantage of his fans. That's
the MacBook Pro story.
I remember the MacBook Pro
Yes.
story, and that was like a huge arc in the career and everything. But I mean, things happen. He came out with an apology tour almost, didn't he?
15 times.
Yeah. How many times can you apologize?
I know he's an addict, and that's not his fault. It's a disease.
We should
And
try to help him
we
rather than
should.
condone
and
him.
if Johnny Craig is watching, because the other day Chuck pulled me into this smash Johnny Craig on Instagram story the other day, and I was like, can't stand the guy, blah blah blah. But you know what, Johnny Craig, I have room in my heart to accept you. So if you would ever like to come on the podcast and hash things out with us.
You know Johnny Craig, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever interviewed him?
Let's bring him on.
I have not interviewed him, but definitely in the same circles.
Right.
It would be great if he did come onto your show, and if he came out with another song. I don't know if you guys remember that. What was it? I Still Feel Her.
Yes,
Part 3.
Part 3.
Now the reason why I like
Walking through the house video.
Yes,
Thank
that's why I
you.
like that one the most. It was like one cut, right?
Yes.
Wasn't it? He had the entire music video. In fact, in one scene, you could see the girl. She's sitting on the drummer's lap, and she almost falls off.
Yeah.
That whole thing was done in one shot. That you gotta respect it. That's awesome. Who does that anymore?
Dude, he sprinkled some Dance Gavin Dance bandmates in there.
Yeah.
I tell people, there was a period, this scene, like me. There's a period where he was unstoppable. The two Omarosa albums and his solo album were freaking masterpieces. And then he fell apart. Every time he gets into a groove, Dance Gavin Dance kicks him out. Omarosa kicks him out.
He's better off doing his own thing. Come on.
I'll tell you when I became.
Her first two Omarosa
Yeah,
albums,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I never listened to those bands, but when he came out with that tune, what was it? Something about stars, slaves.
I'd rather see your star explode or something like that.
What a great
It is a hit.
song.
So-
man. And he has my admiration and respect.
So what do we need to do to get you and Johnny Craig?
That would be sick.
Because I feel like you're gonna have to be like his, wingman.
his lawyer.
Yeah.
Mr. Craig, hold on with that. You don't need to answer
Don't
that
answer
right
that
now.
question. I object.
You better not reach over the table and.
I would never. He would feel nothing but love for me.
We'll see.
That
You
makes
know?
for some incredible ratings, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It does.
Samuel
I mean,
Sanders
look, I'll
attacks
send-
Johnny Craig on camera.
I'll send out some DMs and some emails to see if we can get this rocking.
I would love
Yes.
that. We're gonna hold you.
That was
to
on
it,
camera.
Ricky.
Sucker. So
Johnny, expect my tweets or something.
all right. With that being said, so back to
pickle?
the main point.
Yeah, the pickleback.
Picklebacks.
Oh boy.
Now that my camera's not working, so pickle juice. I was dating this wild chick, like
Wild child.
15 years ago, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm up at the bar with my girls, and we're slamming picklebacks." I was like, "What the heck does that? That sounds disgusting."
It does.
And I was wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. The vinegar takes the bite away from the whiskey.
All right, but is it any whiskey or is it a specific whiskey?
Any
No. You're gonna
Alright,
take
so
the. You take
I
the
got my
shot.
shot.
You take the shot, and then you wash it down with the.
So it's instead of doing the lime and tequila, you're doing a shot.
Exactly.
And
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
All right, well, let's.
Yeah,
get
y'all ready to
into
do it?
Yeah.
If you only want to do half your shot,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would recommend doing the whole thing.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay.
No pickleback for me, man. There it goes. Oh, he only took a little sip.
Yeah, I was supposed to do the whole thing. Well,
It takes the bite away.
after- It does help. Yes,
Yes,
it does.
That's
All
the
right.
point.
And I
Okay.
still have a quarter of a shot.
Okay, deal.
Do you like pickle juice though?
It's not bad. Yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
cool.
It's fun.
There's some people that just don't like it. And I was like, dang, I put them in a spot.
I love pickles, but the pickle juice can't do.
I actually did a shot of pickle juice recently because I'm not gonna curse, but I had this massive migraine. I could not get rid of it. I took Excedrin. I laid down. Nothing would help. I started looking at my phone for grandma remedies, and they said pickle juice,
Electrolytes.
Interesting.
electrolytes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I did a shot of that, and from what I remember, it actually
Yeah.
helped.
Terry
Wow.
Bradshaw lives by it.
So you
he said
had-
he would drink pickle juice on the sidelines when he
Oh
played.
my god.
Because it's
salty and
No,
yeah.
it just has more electrolytes.
original
Yeah,
Gatorade.
the original Gatorade.
Wow.
Yeah,
Pickleade.
I'll tell you what, I'll do another one.
There you go. See,
Come on. Wow. We
addictive.
have a new fan of
We got
picklebacks. Good job, Chuck.
I hope his life doesn't spiral out of control, and I see him just smashing pickle juice.
TMZ.
TMZ.
On the side with a broken
Ricky
glass
D.
of pickle juice.
Yes.
Before we move on, I was looking through the old interviews of Throne Mag. For some reason, I want to keep calling it Game Mag, but Game of Thrones.
Gang, gang.
Throne Mag. Y'all interviewed Lights, and I just gotta say, I was
Whoa,
never a huge fan of
let me
hers,
bring
but
that
I
up.
always had the biggest crush on Lights.
That
dude.
brings it back. No, okay, wait. I vaguely remember an interview. Was it me that interviewed her?
No,
or
it was not
someone-
you. It was a
right?
girl. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was this girl. Tina.
And I remember
Name
Lights
a
used to
song.
have her. Lights used to have her little tarantula pet. Remember? Y'all remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah, she's weird
Her
that way.
spider.
What's
I couldn't tell you a song. I
What's
just
the
remember
song?
she was MySpace days, bro. Was smashing it
Yeah,
in
she's
the
killing
indie
it.
scene.
Well, that was back when 303 was at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw 303 and the one guy had a beard and everything. I was like, who are these guys? And then
Yeah.
when I had met them and he's like clean shaven, I was like, this is not. And then the music videos came out. It was like right before they broke out, and they started working with Katy Perry too.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
that time.
yeah.
See, that whole time frame was really fun. Like I
It
said,
really
real fun time
was.
for me.
I got to open up for 303 at UNF once.
What?
Yeah, it was me and my acoustic guitar and my
Oh.
band singing like folk rock.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how did that work?
I won a Battle of the Bands
Ooh.
at UNF.
You've been in the thick of it, man.
Oh,
And
yeah.
opened up for, I
backstory.
think Breathe Caroline was on that show
Breathe
too.
Carolina, yeah.
Carolina.
Why
yeah.
did they get two digital bands and a folk singer?
Well, I won the Battle of the
Were
Bands.
they
It was
like,
only
crap?
fair. It was only fair, man.
You should have got some freaking some like a synth pad
should-
play. Yeah,
like that
because they were major EDM bands.
They super.
Super. Did you add a little comedy in there?
No. I was probably way too serious for the show.
Boo.
Heartbreak songs, deep theological songs.
I remember Breathe Carolina to be like they were like a kind of like a regular band. I don't remember them being so EDM, and then out of nowhere
Yeah.
they turned like hardcore, just straight EDM, and they were doing like the 90s. What's that 90s song that they redid? That Rhythm is a Dancer.
Yeah.
And I was listening to this, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I loved it. I was like, this is a badass jam. And then I looked on my phone and I was like, Breathe Carolina. I was like, whoa.
Was that one of those like Pop Go Punk or albums?
Probably.
Yeah, those are the best. But
Yeah, those are good. Right?
Those are
They
good.
are
They're
good.
good. But yeah, they because they were kind of like a pop punk band, and then they got a whiff of like 2009, 2010, and it just everything became digital.
Chainsmokers before the Chainsmokers.
Kind of, dude. They were
Yeah.
kind of like that, like a G6 and
Yeah.
pop. That all, and you know what? That was a good time. It was
That's what I'm
lighthearted.
saying, yeah.
It was fun.
It
You know,
was.
like, I get, I reminisce about like 2005 hardcore or whatever.
Yeah.
I get the same feeling with like 2009
That's-
like neon pop punk.
That's when I started coming up. So
Yeah.
for me, that's what I reminisce back to. And I specifically remember I was going downtown Orlando, and I'm walking because you know how like they have all the bars just blasting
Yeah,
music
yeah.
and everything, and you get a different flavor of tunes as
Yeah.
you're walking.
Every 50
and
feet.
I'm walking, and it's like they're playing one song that I've interviewed. They're playing another one. I was like, I felt like I was like at the top of the world. I'm like, yo, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like I just left with these guys. It put myself like on a pedestal. I was like, yo, this is so cool.
That's awesome.
It was just a different time. But it was good music too.
I
And
like
it was
it.
mainstream.
It's not for
Absolutely.
everyone, but it worked for me. It was upbeat. It was like just driving music. It's chill. Go out, hang out with your friends, drink a little bit. It wasn't too serious.
The Fueled by Ramen era.
Yeah, everything was fueled by rock.
it
Yeah,
was.
even Paramore.
Yeah.
They're still on
Come
it,
on,
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
partially, yeah.
All those
They made
bands.
some money in
They
the last 10
did,
years.
yeah.
Haley Williams, she's doing
21 Pilots, right? We're on it before.
Were they?
I think, yeah. Paramore,
Huh, interesting.
Fall Out Boy,
What's
Fun.
their name?
Versa
Fun.
Emerge from back in the day. Fun. Yeah.
Versa Emerge from Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Versa Emerge.
Yeah.
I actually gave them their first interview.
Did you?
Yeah, and then one kid that was in the band, I don't even remember his name anymore, but apparently I had gone to high school with him. And after the interview, he told me, he was like, dude, you look so familiar. And now I remember, we were inside of like Mrs. Chavez's Spanish class. I was
Oh
like,
my.
wow. I was like, oh my God, I remember you, dude. And he's like, yeah. I was like, that is so bizarre because you guys are like a northern band from Fairfax or something, I think. And I interviewed them in Virginia, I think it was Virginia at the time. And I was like, this is so weird. But then I think we had like a falling out or something. He was like, oh, he started going around saying like, I'd never given him the first band or something, the first interview, but I did. It was
Oh,
the first
my,
time.
you're like,
was fun.
I'm the guy.
Yeah, that was the,
Yeah.
broke him in.
broke them in. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're welcome, Versa
Yeah, exactly.
Emerge.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was,
Jeez.
it's a fun interview. They like flipped the table over and we had fun with it.
That's cool.
That's what we need.
Yeah, we need some antics.
Yeah, we need
Chuck,
some
when are you
antics.
going to jump on the table and give us a nice Coyote Ugly performance?
I thought about like expanding out of this podcast
I was gonna
universe.
say you should take the podcast at least half episode or something. Go out on the streets. You're right here by Orlando. You get the biggest variety of different people.
We've thought about like going to the gun range or a workout challenge or this or that. Just kind of expanding out of it because maybe some weeks we can't do a full blown episode, but maybe we can add something else to the page.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be picking your brain from here on out.
I can't compete with your TikToks though.
You-
That's very true.
You want here you go. Here's a recipe for going viral. Go ahead and take the camera, take the microphone, and go downtown Orlando on that Black Lives Matter Boulevard.
Oh my gosh.
And go interview people with some controversial questions. Ask them about what's going on in Minnesota right now, and if they, ask them anything, and then go ahead and watch the views just up.
I want to interview him with a microphone on a fork or
On
a spoon.
Yeah, who does that? Is one guy?
Flecus.
Fleckus.
Fleckus.
Yeah.
He just started following me. I started.
I
talking
saw
with
that
him
he
recently.
followed you.
Yeah, he's cool people.
He's in
And typical liberal follows you.
There's actually quite like I said, like
Come on.
it's coming together right now. But yeah,
That's
these are all
awesome.
cool people. Like,
Yeah.
we're in the same circles now, so they're cool people.
So Fleckus went out with a bunch of other like conservative talking heads. I forgot who else was there, but did you see what
DC
they did?
Drano.
Drano.
Yeah.
Did you see when they went down south and went iguana hunting?
Oh yes,
Oh,
I saw,
dude.
they had a big warning, like trigger warning.
Yeah. I've got to do that for my birthday this year, dude. When I saw that, I was like, that looks so much fun, dude.
Yeah, that'd be something else.
It would be, but I mean, they got to
You're gonna
they got to
get it.
remove them.
Your inbox would explode with hate mail.
Oh, I know
my
it would.
Lord.
How can you do that?
But you
to
only
those
have
poor
country
things?
boys following you, so it'll be fine.
I got some liberal
Libs?
friends. Yeah.
You'd have a whole different variety if you did a video like that. let me
I
tell
sure
you.
would.
You better keep your filming location on
They
lock and key.
they got a lot of hate for that
Yeah.
for sure.
They don't. Okay, so people don't understand the iguana issue. That's another.
It's
thing.
they're nuisance. It's
no, they're
messing to
invasive
eat-
spirits.
spirits.
They're
Invasive spirits.
And
they are after you kill them.
yeah. So,
Right.
but I just watched a video about people, the Georgia law about ID when you're voting, and your boy from PragerU, the younger one.
Will Witt?
Yeah.
Will Witt, yeah.
I think he went out and started interviewing a bunch of like rich, upper class white kids. And they were like, "Hey, do you feel like that Georgia law is racist?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's like it's super against black people. Like they don't want them to vote. It's so against black people. Blah 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 blah." And they're all just like, with their Starbucks and their yoga pants and whatever. And then
Anti-capitalism.
yeah. And then they go and interview actual African Americans, and they're like, "Ma'am, you don't have an ID, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, I
Exactly.
do."
Who doesn't know what the DMV is?
And they were asking
Right.
like a wide range of people, and they're like, "Sir, do you have an ID?" And he's like, "Yes, duh, I have one." And they're like, "Was it hard to get?" They're like, "No, the DMV's right here." And it's just like, oh,
Isn't it wild that the people who claim to be the least racist have the most racist assumptions about
that's how it
ethnic
goes, man.
groups?
That's how it goes. I just did a post recently about exactly what you're talking about. And being Puerto Rican myself, I'm a minority, person of color, even though I'm light skinned. And it's the funniest thing. Anytime I say anything, you look white anyway. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. But it negates the fact that I'm Puerto Rican, right?
Right, Puerto Rican with white privilege.
I mean, and you got Puerto Ricans that are like blacker than black and whiter than white. It's a
Right, right.
variety.
Sammy Sosa's.
Right,
That's
come on.
right.
Regardless, it's like, I mean, this law is so ridiculous. How stupid do they think that we actually are? Which that's where it's not a racist law. The racism is where you think that we're too stupid to know where
Right.
the DMV is, to
Exactly.
get an ID. Like because we're brown and black,
Right.
we're that dumb, we're that poor, we're
Right.
that down on our luck that we just don't know where the damn DMV is.
Right.
I mean, that's the racist. You want to point
Right.
out a racist? Point out somebody that champions Black Lives Matter. Go point out somebody that's anti-MAGA or something, and 9 times out of 10, that's the racist that in
Right.
the room. Honest to
Totally.
God.
Absolutely. Yeah, I heard one girl in one of those street interviews, and she was like, this white girl, she was like, "Well, they don't have access to the internet, and it's hard for
That's the
them.
best.
Yeah.
They probably don't have people telling them what to do to go get their ID." And I'm just like, what world?
Yeah.
Like, do you understand that you're the freaking Nazi in this situation?
I mean, we're that stupid, really. And even if we were that dumb, just because we're minorities, which is what the category they're putting us in, we can't get to that point because we're minorities.
Right.
Let's say that's the fact, and we are that down on our luck and stupid, or whatever the case is. Even if that was the case, we have public transportation. We can get to a DMV.
Right.
We have so many public services available to us. It's just nonsense.
Right.
It is a complete fraud to even mention this.
100%. Well,
They
typical
put,
argument.
They put the voting locations in areas that inner city people couldn't get to. That's why.
Yeah, with all the public transit
Yes,
available,
they're
can't
like,
get to
"Oh,
it."
we're putting we're putting them in high class locations," and then you drive down the street and it's
Yeah,
like
they're
voting
yeah.
poll, voting poll, voting
Right.
poll. Yeah, that's why. And then all these companies are extra woke about it, and they're like, "We're leaving Georgia now because of it."
Unbelievable.
Because we want, and someone brought up that like Coca-Cola and all these places that are like, "Oh, this is racist," asking for IDs. Same companies demand you to have ID coming into their buildings
and to buy tickets.
Yes.
MLB, you have to have
Yeah.
your ID when you pick up your tickets.
Coca-Cola needs you to swipe your ID to get into their building or into certain parts of it.
Right.
But to vote,
Yeah,
you don't
come
need
on.
ID.
The most sacred
Yeah.
thing in this whole land.
Give me a break. And it's such a virtue signal to do what the MLB has done essentially.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave because you guys are racist and the voter blah blah blah. And what do? They move their location from a predominantly black area to a predominantly white area that has even more restrictions on voting. That's how
Right.
you know that this is all
Right.
virtue signaling garbage. You can't buy any of it.
Yeah.
It's trash.
You're so right, Ricky. What about the founder of BLM coming out having 4 houses now?
I gotta say,
No, not houses.
They're all- are they all mansions?
They're all mansions. They're all
Well,
worth
here-
over $1 million.
All of them.
Yes.
Okay. And not to interrupt, but
yeah.
at least one of them, the one she lives in, it's in a neighborhood with less than 1%
Of course it is.
of minority people living in the neighborhood.
And bravo to her. She has the ultimate come up. You know, it's ridiculous. It is, honest to God, I sound like a broken record, but it is such a fraud.
100%.
That Act Blue funneling
Right.
all of the money.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? How much money was being funneled through all of that?
And how much of that went to black causes? How much of it went to anything that has to do with black
Right.
causes? None.
Exactly.
Zero. Nothing.
Exactly. And to be quite honest,
You know what it went to? It went to her mansion.
Yeah.
the disconnect as well, and not to get too deep into it, but the immigration issue that we're facing, and you know, God bless the people coming over. I know if I was in that position, I'd probably be doing the same freaking thing. So I don't judge the people. I judge the policies that we have, and letting the droves of people come over the border like that is disproportionately affecting the minority communities who are Americans.
Of course.
And it's just mind-blowing that people can't see that. You know what I'm saying? That like you're doing a disadvantage to everyone else who was born and raised here, and you say that they are your number one cause in your campaigns and everything, but yet you're pushing them to the back.
Some of the biggest proponents for the border security, for more money toward policing and everything, but specifically toward the border, are minorities that came here legally.
Right.
Because they followed the rules and they came in the right way.
Right.
And now, you know, it's harder for them to end up getting food stamps or something like that, or
Totally.
jobs, or because it's just given to everybody under this
Absolutely.
administration, at least.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a wink to the camera, like, no, don't come, but come, but don't come.
Right.
But come. It's ridiculous. So a large portion of it are minorities that are saying this is ridiculous.
Right.
But you'll never see that on the news.
And again, the thing you'll never see on the news is the fact that there are people waiting to come here from all over the world, and the fact that we're bordered to South America. It's a geological advantage,
Yeah.
and you got to make people wait who've been waiting 5, 6, 7 years to get into the states from all over the world, who aren't getting their chance because we're just letting everybody over, man. It's insane. And people can travel to South America from anywhere in the world and get in through the south border way quicker. It's just extremely wild to me.
You guys know, because you're really into this stuff. Is it true that New York's going to give illegal aliens a one-time $15,000 payment?
Everything that I've looked up on that seems to be legit. Now, I don't know
Okay.
if it's a proposition or if it's been passed. If anything's going to happen under
That's wild.
Cuomo, of course it's going to happen. But yes, that's ridiculous. I mean, where's the money for homeless veterans?
Yeah.
Where's the money for people that have actually done something for this country? Instead, it's going to go to those who have abused laws, came illegally. Come on, this is
Votes,
ridiculous.
baby. Votes.
Votes?
New York City.
Gotta
Well, New York
secure
City
that
deserves
power.
everything that happens
Yes,
to it.
Right.
exactly.
New York City, especially in areas like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, being
see,
elected,
baby.
they, honest to God, they get what they deserve. I put
Right.
a meme out recently that kind of
Is that
went
the
viral.
Joker?
The Joker meme
Yeah.
kind of went viral there, I think on TikTok or whatever. And it's like, you know, what happens when you vote blue and end up screwing you over in the end? Well, you get what you fucking deserve.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
Right.
Of course. I have no sympathy for that.
I
They did
couldn't
to
agree
themselves.
more, man.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Luckily,
agree
we
more.
have a person in charge like Mr. Ron DeSantis.
Daddy D.
Yes.
That's honest to God. That is one of the only reasons I came back to Florida. When I grew up here, I went to 9 high schools out here. Believe it or not, I wasn't because I was stupid. I graduated early and went on to do great things with school and everything. But 9 high schools. I stayed down here and I loathed every portion of it. I hated Florida because I'm from New York and I used to be very proud of being from
Right.
New York. You know, like who isn't
Who
cool?
isn't?
Who isn't
Yeah.
cool? That's from New York City, right? You know?
Right.
So I was like, yeah, of course I'm from New York. Now I stray away from it, but I hated Florida, and for years I left it and talked so much shit about it. And now I come back because it truly is the only spot, one of the only spots in the country right now that is free to do what you want.
Right.
If you don't want to wear a mask, you don't have to wear a mask.
Right.
Unless you're at like Ross or something.
Exactly.
Or Starbucks. I go into Starbucks the other day and I got a drink and I'm waiting outside. I come back in just to go to the bathroom and it's like a 10-foot walk.
Yeah.
This guy's like, excuse
Please
me,
wear
sir.
your mask."
Excuse me, sir. You need to put your mask up. I'm like, the bathroom's right there. He's like, do you have to put a mask up? So I'm like, mask is on. I go to the bathroom. I come back out. I'm like, mask is off. Like, give me a break.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is when they hand you your drinks in the mugs. Have you had that happen yet through the drive-thru? They will literally take their hands, grab your drink, and put it in a glass mug and hand it to you in a mug. Same with Chick-fil-A. I'm like, they hand it to you in these containers. They're like, oh, look, when we give it to you, we're not touching it.
Yeah,
You touched it to put it in the container.
it's more virtue signaling. It's like,
Yeah.
we're gonna do something that looks a certain way, but logically, when you put logic to it, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
It doesn't make sense at all. It's ridiculous.
Speaking of virtue signaling, have you posted your vaccine card selfie story yet? Just like all these other cats.
Did you get your DNA therapy shot?
I'll tell you what I am gonna get. I'm gonna get an inkjet printer, and I'm gonna go ahead and get it laminated. No, that's ridiculous. Talk about a police state.
Truly.
They keep you home. You can't go to work because it's so dangerous. And now they're saying that you have to have the vaccine passport under Biden wants to do a universal, not just America, but he wants to join the UN and a universal vaccine passport. This is ridiculous. And if you want to get biblical about it, come on.
How can it? Okay, so here's my question.
Let's
Ricky,
go there.
How, and we've touched on this briefly. How, if you can't buy, sell, trade, work without it, how in God's name is that not the mark of the beast? Like,
Absolutely.
what other evidence do you need to know that this is something that I probably shouldn't be putting in my body? If I can't do anything without it, well, I guess I'm going to have to get my head cut off.
Even so, let's go ahead and put biblical scripture aside. Let's say that Jesus you don't believe or whatever, and it's a complete farce. Let's look at the authority figures that are telling us you need to get a vaccine. Not only do you need to get one, but you need to get multiples. And not only that, but you have to have a passport in order to function in society.
Right.
And then let's look at, conversely, what's happening right now. You have several states that have stopped using certain vaccines because of strokes and things like that.
FDA just pulled one today. Johnson & Johnson. Yeah.
So the authority figures are telling us you need to get this. We're supposed to listen to that, and then 2 days later they're saying, actually, don't take that because that's dangerous. We're going to ban that one.
Right.
And now they're saying what everybody was assuming that this was going to be permanent. No, not only is it not permanent, it's 6 months coverage basically on this vaccine, but also it can still transmit to other people.
It's insane.
This is ridiculous. They're basically telling us to take something that doesn't work.
Right.
And that
Still
they're acknowledging doesn't work.
And there have been quite a good number of people who have gotten COVID after having both doses of the vaccine.
I just saw that too, and and this is the mainstream media that's reporting on some of this stuff. So it's not like it's some underground conservative.
Right.
But you can't mention that because if you mention it, then you're part of the problem.
Right.
You're
Exactly.
Not wearing
People,
your mask.
it's way over there, brother. Could you pass me the alcohol so I can pour it for you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because I'm about to prove a point.
What if I did the interview like this? If this is the
You're
whole time,
fired.
I'm gonna cancel you.
I kept you guys at a distance, like.
Yeah, so you've been part of cancel culture a little bit, huh? You've been on the receiving end of it a little bit. So why don't you tell us about that? How many times have you been kicked off social media?
Oh my Lord!
Because not to interrupt, but you have built up great followings just to lose your accounts, and then you build them up again just to lose your accounts. Is that correct?
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
Honest to God, though, I don't really care about cancel culture, and you can cancel me all you want. They think that they're winning because they have the authority on holding the platforms that you're on and they do. They've monopolized on it, and more power to them. Kudos. But I don't play by those rules. If I feel a certain way, I'm going to say a certain something.
Right.
And also, when it's against conservative values sometimes a conservative will come out and say something stupid or something I don't like, or they'll put out a biased video or something at a street level. They're asking stupid things, and I'll call them out on it, and then I get hate mail from that too. No side. I'm an equal opportunity offender, if I can call it that. I really don't care about getting canceled, but yes, I've been completely shadow banned on Twitter. That was one of the first. I was making great money on Facebook posting videos, and then all of a sudden Facebook bans my account. Can no longer make money. They shut me down completely on that. I stopped using that. I pivot over to Instagram, and I'm getting flagged. I got flagged right now, and they put out a notice that says that if I violate terms one more time, my account is done. So anybody watching right now, I don't know which camera it is. Anybody watching right now, if my account goes down, it's just at Ricky Diaz or at I am Ricky Diaz 2.
Yeah.
So it's just because
I follow the backup account.
Yeah, follow the backup account, because the one I have right now is doing great, and it's gonna go down any day. If I say anything, they're shutting it down.
I looked you up. I think your backup one came up before your actual one.
That actually came up too.
I had so many messages. So many people have messaged me that saying that either they couldn't find my real one, or that the other one came up before it, and that's how you know you're shadow banned.
Oh, bro. Trump. When he was in office, I would Google or not.
He won't come up at all.
I would look him up. There was 10 or 15 fan pages ahead of him. Literally, the president of the United States blue check is 15 down.
Yeah.
And
That's
and that
wild.
wasn't just me. That wasn't just sort of like history or algorithm. It was literally for everybody.
You know, it'd be wise of somebody, and who knows if I might do it or not. I think Candace Owens is actually leading the
Sam
beating the
actually
drum on it.
matched with her on Tinder.
yeah,
I
well,
wish.
there
She's
you
a
go.
married woman now.
Wouldn't that
But
be
my
something?
goodness. You know who, not to interrupt again, but Candace Owens, Kimberly Klasick, baby.
She's killing
and
it. She's killing it.
a shout out
She's
Anna
killing it.
Paulina,
Tommy Lauren. Yes.
Tommy Lauren. I love conservative women, man.
And
what
you
can
love
I say?
Dana Dash.
I Lash.
Stacey
Lash.
Dash.
I
Stacey Dash.
Dash.
I just merged them together.
Yeah, right.
Chuck is trolling right now, and you know, respect to Dana Lash. I think she's a beautiful woman. I can't stand her. I don't know why. She's so brash, man. She's just too brash for me. You know what I'm saying? She tries to be sarcastic and funny. It just doesn't come across to me in a good way. Chuck loves her.
She's
and
cool.
I love what she's doing. She's bringing truth. So that is good by me.
She let me know that beets, that vegetable, is really good for you too.
Oh yeah, you know who told
Super
me about
Beets.
beets? Super Beets was
That's so random. That's so bizarre random.
what's his name? The other talk show host,
Rush
Ryan.
Limb.
Ryan.
Seacrest.
Seacrest. No. Let's circle back to that.
Brian Kilmeade. Brian's Beats. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Brian
He's a
Kilmeade.
Fox News guy.
Yeah,
and
he
he has
is.
to go run and do the show right afterwards.
He does.
What a
yeah.
grinder.
I actually ordered Super Beats from Brian Kilmeade once. They make you feel good.
I only take my supplements from Mr. Alex Jones. Thank you, buddy. Yes.
That's where you get all that energy from.
I love it. He's a close friend of mine.
You know,
There you
we
go.
got some drama. Do you follow Bevelyn Betty at all? Do you know who that
don't.
is?
No.
No,
Okay,
who's
so
that?
she is the African American lady who was notorious for going to the Black Lives Matter street in New York
Yeah.
and dumping.
Oh, the paint. Yeah, she got arrested. And
Yeah,
everything.
multiple times.
Multiple times. Yeah.
And then there's the rapper Bryson Creates. Do you know what I'm talking about? He's like the
Not
conservative rapper. Well, they're going back to biblical stuff. They're having a beef right now. And I'm like, come on, guys. Stop the discord. Because Bryson came out and said that Jesus is not God. That Jesus is not a part of the Trinity. That he doesn't believe in part of the Trinity. Which is like,
Da Vinci Code stuff.
whatever.
He's going Hollywood with it.
Yeah.
So Bevelyn Betty gets on, and they've been going back at it with each other. And can't we just, guys, we are under the same banner. Let's just freaking.
I gotta say, some of these new, and I'm noticing it because like you said, I'm on TikTok. I'm noticing a lot of them on TikTok. These conservative rappers are coming out on TikTok and they're going viral. And I'm looking at the stuff. I'm like, God, this is so corny.
I know.
I cannot bear.
I know.
And I know I put one out with that. I did that stand.
Yeah, I
that
was going to
stand
say
song.
Let's
that one.
parody.
Yeah, I did a parody, and but who knows? Maybe I'm cringy on that too. But I'm looking at some of the stuff. I'm like, oh God,
it's-
this is so bad.
Yours came across, it was parody. I think it got its point across, and it was funny. And well done. I liked it was like really well done.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But I could not agree more, man. The conservative rappers, it's like 90s Christian rap.
Yes.
And
Yes,
it's
hard to-
it's not
Exactly.
good.
There's this line that they go over where it's like,
Yeah.
it's weird, isn't it? Like you can't put your finger on it, but you're like, this isn't
I
cool.
I love the message, but you would have never been famous if you didn't put a MAGA hat on.
They're trying to fit like too much into one thing. It's like 50 pounds of shit in a 10-pound bag. It's too much. And when you're listening to it, it's just like, oh God, come on. Like it's predictable. It's just, I don't know. It's
Right,
not for me.
right.
That's how I feel about that white rapper with tattoos all over his face.
Oh, Tom McDonald.
McDonald?
I like Tom
Tom
McDonald. I respect Tom McDonald.
I don't know. I haven't listened to it. I know he's coming up really hardcore right now, but I haven't listened to enough of his stuff to form an opinion.
Some of his stuff's cheesy, but some of his stuff is really good. But I here's why I like Tom McDonald.
I like Lecrae.
Oh, stop. Another person to open for. That's the biggest show I've ever played. I opened for Lecrae once at Celebration Church.
All right.
That's
And it was-
Topher. What was saying? I interrupted you. completely.
Topher?
You're saying something Celebration Church, but yeah, that Topher. What's his name? Topher Music. Or
Topher Music, yeah.
He commented on something.
Brown, maybe Topher Brown or something like that.
I got a distributor to distribute this song because everybody was asking for like a part 2. So I did a part 2, and it was Biden basically.
Yeah.
Making fun of Biden. He was responding to Black Lives Matter.
And you had
then
an
they-
issue with the cover of that.
Yeah,
didn't
they were
you?
like, oh, do a part 3, do a whole song, we'll buy it. It's like, all right, fine, I'll do a whole thing. So I got a distributor, and they wouldn't let me post it because it was a artist rendition. It was like a painting of Biden. it's not really him. And they're like, oh, it's copyright. So it's like, all right, I pixelate it. They're like, it's copyright. I was like, pixelate it more. So I posted about it, and I shared like the screenshot of the conversation I had with them. Like, how is an artist rendition? This is like a violation of the First Amendment. This isn't the person. This isn't their photo. It's an artist representation of them, and it's pixelated. And then, that Topher guy, more power to you. Like, cool people with you, Topher. But he commented, and it's the only time I got a comment from him. And he's like, oh, they're in the right because they did the same thing with me with Trump. And so I was like, all right, well, thanks for the comment.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, maybe so, but all right.
That is funny. Yeah, I feel the same way about it. But you know what? They're getting the conservative message out there to more people. So fine by me.
Nice.
Keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
Chuck, where are we at on time?
We're at 50 minutes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Time flies by on this thing.
50 minutes?
50, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Felt like 15.
I know.
That's how it always
really
is, man.
does.
We got to do a part 2, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
Trust me. This has gone really good, man. Are we going to wrap it up?
We can do like some final words or whatever.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So I guess a lot of people are going to be heading to your page because you actually do have some content for people to check out. Most people we bring on, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm just living life.
Come watch me
Doing
live
my
life.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you actually have like content.
Yeah.
So everyone's going to be checking you out. So like, do you have any sort of things coming up in the pipeline?
There's something we're working on for
Most
a
likely your
while.
page will be deleted by then. But just in case.
Exactly. So if it's deleted, it's at I am Ricky Diaz 2. Unless they hedge
Take
me
that
at
one
that
too.
and take that one down too.
But the other one is I am Ricky Diaz.
I am Ricky Diaz is the main one,
Yeah.
yes. And that's kind of on everything, except Twitter's I am Ricky, or just Ricky Diaz. But anyway, yeah, I am Ricky Diaz. One thing I've been working on for a while now that I'll be putting together is, I don't want to call it a new party because that's so precocious, but it is a new movement, essentially. And it's something that can combine both sides, although I don't think many on the left will come onto it because it's not 100% for them. But I feel like there's a void right now. So many people are so far right, so many people are so far left, and everybody in the middle is like, both sides suck. You guys suck and you guys suck. Nothing's for me. It's only for your party. Party politics is the problem.
Totally.
So I feel like if there is a party or a movement that focuses only on things that matter for us specifically, jobs, healthcare, things like that, things that matter for us, and not Black Lives Matter, not statues and gun rights. These things are all like on the fringe and no special interest essentially.
Right.
And I think that a lot of people can get behind that. So I'm not going to release too much information about it right now because I'm working with a lot of people and kind of making moves on it. So we'll see what happens with it. But I'll be releasing some information on that shortly.
Awesome. That sounds amazing, dude. What we need, we need nothing more than something to unify us right now.
Absolutely.
And we definitely are not unified because we're being spoon-fed a lot of false information, no matter what side it's on. And that's cool that you have a heart to come out and try to bring literally like brothers and sisters together, man, because that's really what we are.
I mean, that's what it's about right now.
We live in the same house, man.
Yeah, we're so divided, and it's because of the brand of media that we decide to worship, essentially. Yep. You dive in head first, and then the algorithms only feed you that nonsense, and so you become brainwashed in a sense on both sides. I'm more so on the left, but no, on both sides. It is a problem. And I don't think there's anybody out there right now that's really trying to focus on bringing people together because it doesn't sell.
Right.
However, even though it doesn't sell, it's what people need. It's what people want.
Right.
People are sick and tired of this bullshit.
Totally.
You have different leaders that are doing things that are in favor of the party, not the people.
Exactly.
The party is trash. I'll be the first to say it. The Republican Party, I consider it trash. The Democratic Party, I consider it trash. And then you have liberals and conservatives in the middle that are just fighting each other. There's nothing happening. It feels good to be on one side and say, F you, and it feels good to be on the other side and say F you and have your reasons why.
Right.
But we need something that's going to fix this. We're done with it. It's enough already.
Totally.
Like these riots. Back last year, it was like, oh my God, another riot. Look what's happening. Now it's like, another riot. Wow.
Right.
What else is new?
Yeah.
We're sick of it. We need something new.
Totally. Something new, something positive, something edifying.
Something purple.
Yeah, man. Something purple. Ooh, there's the clue.
The birthday party.
The birthday party.
The birthday party.
Something purple.
Something purple. I like
Prince.
that. There's a little hints for the new endeavor.
Prince.
The artist, formerly known as Prince.
The movement will just be a symbol.
I love that.
I love it. I like where we're going with this.
Yep.
I do too, man. I'm looking forward to hearing what that's all about, man. And like
me
I
on
said,
next time.
we're gonna do this again.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it. I am Ricky Diaz on Instagram. I am Ricky Diaz too, because the first one might be gone.
Yep.
For expressing your opinions.
I am Ricky Diaz on TikTok. Well, it lasts.
TikTok.
Yep.
Well, supplies last.
Killing it on TikTok. And make sure you guys go check him out on those platforms, and YouTube as well. You can go check out the music videos and stuff like that on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll start YouTube back up again. We got some
Okay.
stuff on there, but it's they're so bad with it.
Right on.
You can't do
I
anything.
feel you.
So
Yeah, I
you
know.
guys are probably
Yeah.
experiencing that right now.
We got shadow
A
banned.
little bit,
Yeah,
man.
We got shadow banned about
Yeah.
talking
Welcome
stuff.
to the club.
Yeah,
Welcome to the
It
club.
seems like a cool club to be
The
a part
winner's
of.
circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
We'll
what
get
it is.
through it. We'll get through it.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. We thank you so much for being here. We've had a lot of fun, man.
Absolutely.
And
You guys are awesome.
We're
thank
actually
you.
for sure going to do this again. We're going to do this again.
Yeah, well, I'll be sending out some tweets and some messages to some people that I know to get you guys.
Dang,
Get you those people that you
bro.
want.
Hey,
Johnny Craig.
No,
Johnny
no.
Craig.
I asked him about some other people.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll
Yep.
bring some people on board.
Snap.
We got some things in the
Fleckas?
works. I don't want to say anything.
Dang, you would make.
I will open up my little black book.
I
and
love
I'll
it.
Put you guys
The
on the top of
Rolodex.
list.
He's all he told me was that some people aren't too far away.
I love that.
Yes.
Yep.
I love it. Let's go.
So let's get it.
Ricky, a pleasure to meet you, man.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much
I'm
for
gonna shake
being
your
here.
hand.
I
Yes,
am
we're
too.
not allowed to anymore, but we're going to do it
We're
anyway.
doing it. We're maskless and handshaking, baby. All right,
One
cool.
more salute. One more salute.
One more
With
salute.
the last little bit you have.
Yes, cheers.
Cheers,
man,
guys.
to good
And to
times,
you
to
at
new
home.
friends, to you at home.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. Ricky Diaz, Chuck Jackson, Samuel Sanders. You were watching the Chuck and Samuel show. Hit the subscribe button. Share it with a friend, man. We're
Yes.
always having a good
Go
time.
follow, guys.
Go follow.
Follow him.
That's right. That's right, man. We are more than honored that you spend an hour with us every week, and I will see you next time. Cheers.
Adios, y'all.
Take it
Peace.
easy, guys.
Later.
What's been up, man? How's Kamala? I'm a trans woman in California, so I'm about to be a father. If I have a daughter, guess what I'ma call her? I'ma name her Hunter. I read about your buddy Jeffrey too. I'm sorry. I had a friend kill himself over some bitch named Hillary Rodham. I know